Hello and welcome back to Boring Dead Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Sovereign Syndicate. So we've recently started Clara Reed's chapter. I just noticed that there's a little catch-up text here before we load in the save, so I thought we'd have a quick look at that. You've recently decided that the best thing for your continued good health is to leave London town for good. A disreputable Canadian by the name of Greenstreet seems to be your best bet at the moment, even if he very plainly cannot be trusted. I think we read that in the last episode, so let's just go straight in. Right, well, I've not played this area before, so we're just going to have a look around at everything. Tact. Now, I can't remember Clara's voice, so I'll do my best. Tact. Another night wearing this perfume will drive me mad, but Silas always gives bigger tips when I wear his gifts. Another dreadful night, or one more day in London. I must choose the lesser evil, I suppose. Alright, let's take it. One more night, then I can wash Silas and London off my back for good. Nothing else in here, so let's venture out. A small but carefully curated selection of wines, and one bottle of good gin. Intellect. Strangely distinct in a high society way. Judging by the label, Silas named this brand of gin after his wife, perhaps as an attempt to make amends. If I fancied it for myself, now's the time. The Cyclops is dead to the world. Alright, so we have an intellect roll. 56%. I can't remember what our character archetype was. So I've gone for Grace. So intellect is actually our lowest stat. Alright. I'll just go for tact, but I wouldn't be much of a guest if I got my fingerprints all over the man's booze. Elaborate fan. On the sideboard sits an elaborate folding fan with a note beneath it. In prim and proper cursive it reads, "A token of my affection," and further down, "A trinket of fascinating complexity and refined beauty. A fitting gift for my dear Miss Clara Reed." That's actually quite thoughtful of him. Pretty little thing, isn't it? Quite bulky for an accessory, however. Okay. We'll just have a little look around at everything. Those couches down here. Let's have a look at those. Similar fabric to the booths in the Velvet Rose, with fewer stains, evidently. I saw there was a phonograph here. Self-image. Mother used to play a song with one of these. What was the melody again? I don't know. Statue. Grace. Terracotta. Chipped amethyst. I wonder who stole the original. Travelling trunks. This luggage set is less organised than mine back at the Royal Suite. Like Tenor and Silas, akin on the outside, but with different sort of discontent in their hearts. Intellect. Surely crafted by a worker with meagre pay. Absolute precision left unnoticed by the wealthy. Well, we've got Silas here. We can talk to him. Fancy a jaunt to St. James's for Finnan Haddies? Finnan Haddies. A Scottish dish of salted and smoked haddock. Is he supposed to be Scottish then? He could be. Fancy a jaunt to St. James's for Finnan Haddies? Afraid not, my dove. I have a busy schedule today, and my employer at the Rose will be quite cross with me if I'm not in soon. It's early in the day. Zeus is bare she runs a tight ship, them. Respectable shops and taverns won't come unshuttered for ages yet, but the dolly's all day breaking bread and scrubbing up for the day. No rest for the wicked, as they say. So it would seem. Sleep well, dove? With you? Always. Not like waking up beside a lady as lovely as you in the buff. Oh, you flatter me, your lordship. Flattery will get you everywhere. Intuition. I know the look in those eyes. Best segue into something else. Regardless of how well Silas has already paid, I do have places to be. How's work coming along on the new prosthesis?
Wonderfully. Couldn't be happier with it. I can't wait for the public to see it. This will revolutionise the way work is done in our fair city, and play for that matter. We'll be launching ahead of schedule at this rate, if only for the blasted foreigner could do his job.
Trouble on the production line?
And then some. One factory in particular. They're asking for higher wages, less hours. You know how it is, my sweet. Nothing I haven't said.
At length.
Christ above, the greed, the laziness. Do they not understand how deeply they're hurting this industry? Slowing us down.
Right, tax should be decent for us. Oh, actually no. What was our tax? 12. Okay. It's our second lowest trait. We could try letting Silas know our thoughts on the matter. Oh, we succeeded. What a bother, sweetling. When next we meet, I'll work all the harder to take some of that stress off your shoulders. We've got the moon. This character has gained the chameleon trait and will now be able to select dialogue options requiring it.
Indeed. Sooner rather than later, I think.
Wherever did you find this fan? It's quite the piece.
I found my gifty. Lovely little bauble, innit? I know you've a bit of collection, and I couldn't resist treating my favourite London dolly. No too presumptuous, I hope.
Not at all. I appreciate the gesture, Dav.
Well, I'm sure you'll find a way to thank me when we next meet. Alright, my sweet?
When would you like to meet again, Lord Bragg?
Oh, no, enough of that. It's just Silas for you, my little minx. Lord Bragg. Aye, the novelty never wears thin. I pray only that more Cyclops may someday follow in my footsteps and earn Her Majesty's praise.
For all his bluster, there are some causes he truly does care about.
But to your question, I'm afraid I'll have to get in touch. Busy these coming days, and plenty of irons in the fire. But mark me, I'll send word to my sweet Miss Clara as soon as I'm free.
I'll look forward to it. I'll best be off. It was wonderful as always. Don't be a stranger, my dove.
Of course not, my dear. I'll be seeing you sooner rather than later, I think.
Till then. I don't think there's anything else in the front of the airship to take a look at, so I guess we go down to the wharf. Soft light breaks through dense London fog and falls across the leafing paint of the fishmongers' stalls. This close to the sea, the smog of London is usurped by the salty bite of tidal decay. Fish bones and English waste mingle on the edge of the metropole, coating the stone walls of the quay and cobbles below in a thin and foaming slick. Escape is close at hand, and the tawdry cavern which has been your living tomb shall be no more, fate's willing. When they search for you in the morning, they'll find little more than an empty room with its door flung wide. Just one more night of this. The nostalgic reek of London's ports. It's a fine day by London standards, quite nearly refreshing. Almost a pity to spend it bustling about making plans for my egress. Well, we'll lean into the grace. I wonder if I'll miss this city. I wonder if I'll come to miss the gloomy melancholia of the city. It's quite inspiring in a sentimental sort of way. My musings are cut short by the hacking, gasp a cough of a longshoreman, somewhere off a ways, hauling his cargo for the day. Best not to keep Green Street waiting, though I will indeed miss London, I suspect. Alright, so I guess we go down to street level. Let's have a quick look at the sights though. It's got like a tall tower which the airship is docked onto. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's go down. Very different feel to the Atticus section when it was, nighttime and foggy and misty and all of that. Swivel crane is a person, I think. But let's look at ransacked nest first. A raven's nest, abandoned. No, ransacked. Likely by a rogue automaton pigeon while the nest's inhabitants are away. Automaton pigeon. Interesting. Centaur dockhound. The centaur dockhound has clearly been through it. She must have a rap sheet a mile long. So is the dockhound an individual member of the most powerful criminal gang in the East End? So we saw the dockhound in the first chapter, didn't we, with Atticus Daley? Did I call him Atticus Finch a minute ago? Because that's the character from To Kill a Mockingbird. This is Atticus Daley, of course. That is one of Molly's better qualities. She protects her flock from the law. All right there. I'm Clara Reed, an associate at Molly's.
Ah, I've never seen you before, and I'm usually good at spotting those who stand out. Any road. I'm Helena Bailey.
I'm what you might call a private contractor now.
Yeah? Sounds like there's some dosh behind that.
Intellect checked, very unlikely.
What's Molly's game these days?
I knew that was going to fail. It's very low chance.
Kind of game you don't win if you run your mouth.
Fair enough. Helena Bailey is done with me. Okay, there's quite a lot going on. The Crimson Herring Tavern. The Crimson Herring are the developers, if you didn't catch that in the first episode, so that's quite cool. Let's talk to the Navy officer.
Oi there, don't sway away from me too soon. Name's Glenn Forrester, Lieutenant in the Royal Navy.
Humour him.
A Navy man. Well, I'm Clara Reed. It's a pleasure to be acquainted.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm retired to be precise, but the active service took me all over the Mediterranean. If you ever want a sea tale, I'm your man.
Alright, go on then.
I'll take a sea tale. Let's hear it then.
This encounter took place upon Thrinacia, rocky little island, barely worthy of a name, to the southwest of Sicily. I was the officer in charge of a team of 7 sent ashore to replenish our fresh water.
The land is quite barren there. They must have been hard pressed.
When at last we found a stream high in the hills, we were ambushed by a Cyclops. But this was more like the great monster who terrorised Odysseus than our London Cyclopes, tradesmen and scientists and what have you.
I've heard tell of them before. Cyclopes in remote areas ranging far above the city-dwelling folk.
This creature was wild, animalistic, and a metre taller than any man or woman that I'd seen before of their ilk. He jumped down from a high ledge, focused on us rather than on our stack of water casks, upon which he broke a leg. He was little trouble to vanquish then.
Saints above, I've feared some kind of disaster. At least you didn't lose any men.
What troubles me about the ambush on Thrinacia is that from then on I've been consumed with anti-Cyclops prejudice.
Bigotry runs rampant through London and the world, for that matter. At least he admits it.
Logically, I know it's wrong to judge entire species based on one harrowing event, so I strive to be conscious of these emotions, the better to counter them.
I know how that feels. People often think less of me because I'm a woman.
As a dark-skinned man in the Navy, I faced this sort of travail. It was the work of many long years to achieve the rank of lieutenant, times in which I gave everything I had to. Everything I had to my country.
Poor fellow, his wooden leg is testament to that.
My point is, there are great odds stacked against certain people, and one must be vigilant as one rises up, not to become caught up in the tipping of scales against the meek.
I was expecting a sea tale and I got so much more. Thank you for the enlightening story, Glenn.
Happy as ever to share my side of things, and here's my way of saying thanks for lending me an ear.
He passes at me a bottle of brown liquor.
A little something I picked up on one of my seafaring adventures.
Oh, well, thank you, Glenn. You shouldn't have.
No trouble at all.
We could ask him something else.
I'm curious about something, Mr. Forrester. Now that you're retired, what do you fill the hours with?
Oh, well, I must admit, the pension isn't much to write home about, so I work a couple of side jobs.
Sure as sight, I know about running ragged to make ends meet. Care to expand?
Sorry, Miss Reed, but I prefer my business affairs private. Begging your pardon.
Best not to press him. He's already grown nervous.
Not to worry, Glenn. I'm not a nosy Nelly.
Appreciate it, Miss Reed. Take care of yourself.
A velocipede. Looks like a penny farthing.
A stunning invention for its time, though a bit dated now.
What with the steam-powered velocimotives I've seen along the avenues. The spokes are patinaed with rust. It must not be getting much use. All the same, I'm surprised it hasn't been stolen, sitting out in the open like this. Well, let's not leave the area yet. Can I get into the tavern? Shuttered till later in the day. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, recruitment poster. Throw off the yoke of despotic gang bosses and join the Dockhounds. Big money and lifetime loyalty await. £10 signing bonus. At the bottom in smaller print, must be able to lift a grain sack equal roughly to a young dwarf. How specific? What's the newsboy got to say?
Madam, have you heard? Ladies like yourself is being targeted. For now it's sunny, sure, but you better tuck in early tonight.
Now, what is this little poppet yammering about? His concern is genuine, despite the fact that he's slinging newspapers. A bright young capitalist if ever I saw one.
The name's Rob, madam, and you might as well add the little. Most people think I'm short for a cyclops, but I'm still growing, honest. Back home at the tenements, I keep track of it with a yardstick taped to the wall.
That's an awfully strange way to introduce yourself, even for the East End. Does it trouble you so much that you're a bit smaller than the average cyclops?
I suppose it does, missus. If there was some kind of potion or charm I could take to speed things up, but that's just a dream. I'd better focus on my business.
Well, here's hoping your business grows as well.
Oh, speaking of business, care for the latest blood boiler. I also have a bulletin covering other goings-on. Only 1 penny.
You could buy a bulletin for a penny.
I wouldn't mind learning about London's latest goings-on.
A woman of ill repute met a grisly demise in the East End last night, just days from the full moon. The sinister assailant left a body stripped of vital organs and bearing marks suggesting feral claws. St. John's Cathedral is offering a service on her behalf. Arms appreciated.
See, madam, that story's so hot off the press that it might catch your fingers afire. Watch out!
It's not fire I'm worried about.
What is it you're selling, broadsides?
Broadsides. Shingle sheets of paper printed on one side, often with news and woodcut illustrations.
Sorry, the question should be, what is it you're selling? Broadsides? And choirs of sheet music? Not to mention the latest on the courtesan killer.
A story that could well have been written about me, should Lady Luck abandon me so. Where's my money? How much money do I actually own? I've got, okay, £5. Wow, she's rich. £5, 4 shillings and a penny. So pounds, 20 shillings and a pound. 12 pence and a shilling. There we go. Jeez. Ooh, she's got a gun. She's got a gun. So a stiletto, a derringer, honey perfume, the fan, the gin, and the morning news. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Here's a shilling, but keep the broadside. Tell me what you've heard about this mystery killer. Oh, everyone's got their own pet opinion, but I think the ladies have been killing themselves. I heard from a chap at the tavern who had it from a stevedore that people have been having these fits where they tears themselves apart. Looks like they was chopped up with a hatchet. I suppose any theory is better than what the coppers have presented, which is bluntly nothing. Perhaps I'll ask around at the Rose if I have the time. Thanks, madam. It seems you ankle on the docks quite often. Mightn't you know something about that fellow outside the tavern? Glenn, you mean? Oh, buys my loose cigarettes, but never papers. Oh, well, thank you, Dad. Perhaps I'll buy a broadside next time round.
What we got? We got Stray Dog and Swivel. Oh, it's not a person. Be a fun name though, wouldn't it? Swivel Crane. It's a swivel crane.
Judging by the rust on its finish, that crane hasn't seen use in a long time.
What about the little stray pup?
Ugh. That's a blue merle collie. Strange seeing a purebred without a collar.
Perhaps he ran away. Looks like he's been in a few brawls at that.
That growl was just instinct. I bet he's feeling peckish. Sorry, little one. If I find something to feed you, I'll come back.
Oh, we'll find food for the little pup. So we could go to Soris Square. Was there another exit this way? No, it's just Soris Square. Okay. Is there anything down this way? I don't know if I searched this way. There's a few things here, actually. Ah. Alright, slag pile.
Coal tailings from the warehouse, no doubt.
Steam requires coal, but the byproducts, gypsum, slag, and fly ash, can be reused. Abrasives, cement, roofing materials, just to name a few. Who knows how long this will sit here before anyone repurposes it? I would assume it was piled by one of the trash processing automatons employed by Arsenal. Arsenal Engines, producer of consumer machines and advanced devices. We'll take these. These seem to be useful to sell, at least. Let's talk to this guy before we talk to Green Street. A studious man turns away from his workbench, where the innards of an open watch face glint in the sun. He momentarily loses focus and a steel trap twangs in my direction. A steel spring twangs in my direction. Grace, at last, a grace check. Dodge the spring. Yes, please. Watch us roll a 1. We critically failed it. Oh, well, at least we didn't lose anything. I'd rather not start this conversation with an unsightly welt in the middle of my forehead. Oh, we lost hope. I guess the spring's trajectory a moment's too late, and it strikes me right between the eyes. Perhaps this clumsy gentleman will mistake the welt for rouge. Oh, surely. It is after all the newest fashion to apply rouge to the forehead.
Oh, you blazing mechanical foozler. Oh, I didn't see you there, miss.
He shifts his demeanour with a practised smile.
What a clean lady. Here at Arsenal Warehouse number 3, we take pride in cleanliness. Pardon me, miss, for the temporary mishandling. Whom do I have the pleasure of meeting on this fine day?
Maybe we'll go tact. Don't worry about it. My name's Clara Reed. And yours?
Dante Ziegler at your service. What brings you to the wharf?
I was just passing by and I thought I'd stop a moment to see what you're working on.
Oh, well, I beg your pardon again, Miss Clara, but I'm a bit busy at the moment. Busy waiting, that is, for my illustrious employer to finally arrive and give the orders of the day. That'll be Lord Braxton at Arsenal. Lord Braxton wears wonderfully clean suits. That means he is a good man. Yeah, the man can be an absolute tyrant to his employees while managing to completely ignore them at times. Makes me wonder what he's up to in his private life, but I'm not one to pry.
He certainly doesn't know the company Silas keeps. Why does she manage... Oh, is Silas the... Is it Lord... Hang on. Is it Lord Silas Braxton? I don't know. I'm not sure how I'd find out. Okay. I've just put 2 and 2 together, so he's talking about Silas. I heard there's some remarkable goings on at Arsenal.
Like you wouldn't believe. Lord Braxton has his fingers in all kinds of pots. High, low, everywhere in between.
I take it you're the sort to collect and pay for cogs.
Sharp eyes on you. Indeed, I'll be happy to take any cogs out of your pockets and fill them with money.
Alright, you sell those. 3 shillings.
Appreciate it.
Lord Braxton mixing with the lowborn? Oh, that beggars belief.
Doubt a fine lady such as yourself would have seen such things. I started to slur a bit there. But certain undesirable elements have been seen traipsing around with mechanical augmentations. Some say they bear the Arsenal maker's mark.
Scandalous. Molly and the dockhounds in bed with Silas. I guess I'm not the only one. What sort of things is Lord Braxton involved with in high society?
Well, don't tell anyone I said so, but the industrialists are the real power in this country, and Parliament merely their mouthpieces. Despite that, it would seem that ruling from the shadows isn't enough for these blokes. I've heard that Arsenal is some kind of endgame scenario in the works.
So, Silas is scheming to change things. I wouldn't call that news, but the way this fellow says endgame makes me a bit nervous. I hope you don't mind me prying, but exactly what sort of automaton is this?
Oh, the kind that gives me a headache. I am designated trash retrieval and processing unit. It's one of several that roam around the warehouse, bumping into walls every couple of minutes before correcting course into another wall. For some reason it thinks it should stand here and bother me. Mr. Ziegler produces a large amount of garbage. His suit is not clean.
And what's your opinion of Mr. Ziegler?
Upstanding moral character is correlated with cleanliness. Hey, Trap, I think I see a mess in the water over there, right off the edge of the dock.
Well, it certainly sounds like Lord Braxton's been keeping busy.
Busy? Right, it's been a pleasure, Miss Clara, but I'm afraid I need to get back to my project. Good day.
They say women are gossips. I can't imagine what this man would reveal after a few drinks. Loose lips sink airships.
Green Street.
There is Green Street, a Canadian smuggler who endures the brutality of nature and the unforgiving ocean in the name of profit. Pity to have to turn to him for passage across the pond, but my options are rather limited.
Miss Reed.
Mr. Greenstreet.
Satiate my curiosity for a moment. Why do you need me when you have such prestigious bedfellows as Lord Braxton?
Goodness, undermining your competence before my money is even in your hands. Quite honest of you, Greenstreet.
Very well, I rescind my question. I asked only because a man of his stature could assist with this predicament.
Predicament?
Due to the recent import shortage of rubber gum from the Congo, the peelers have been engaging in more thorough dock inspections to keep the demand from reaching an underground market.
Peelers is policeman. Particularly the Night Watch, in reference to Sir Robert Peel, who established the force in 1829. He shoots me a look while scanning the horizon.
The port's usual watchman refused my bribe. Either the coppers have paid him better, or they're putting the fear of God in him.
He grits his teeth around his pipe.
That means changes to our agreement on smuggling you out of here. I'll need a double rate by tomorrow night. That's as generous as I'm willing to get while the, I'm going to say constables, breathing down my neck.
Yeah. What's our intuition check? It's okay. Let's try threatening him. Hey. I'm the wrong woman to put a swindle on, Greenstreet. Nice. This character has gained the vengeful trait and will now be able to select dialogue options with that trait. Greenstreet removes his pipe and leans back the barest amount.
Put that away, Miss Reed. I don't want any trouble, and neither do you.
We could double down. Alright, we'll lower our weapon with grace. I suppose it wouldn't do to shoot you out here in the open.
A wise decision. Horrors swarm to seaports like bees to a hive, but I've yet to meet one who can steer a ship.
I have. Met one, that is. Though something tells me Greenstreet would not appreciate tales from my travels right now. He's right, though. I need him alive.
You have two choices. Bring me the money and make a clean break, or use that derringer and add to the list of the crimes you're running from.
You know, it's impossible to get that amount of money in such a short amount of time.
You're a clever woman. You'll figure something out.
I suppose I'll have to.
Shut up, Miss Reed. It's not all so dire. Lesser miracles have already happened. My contact pulled through.
He takes a leather bifold wallet from his breast pocket.
Go on, take a closer look.
I untie the leather tassel and reveal the pleated papers. There's even an authentic-looking wax stamp. A new identity, mine for the taking. This alone costs a small fortune.
Your tale is, you've come to the Dominion of Canada to claim inheritance from your great uncle who served as a soldier under Napoleon.
That is a neat story. With the coup going on in France, any attempts to verify my familial origins would be a nightmare.
Well, I'll be taking that back for now.
You went. That wasn't Irish, was it?
I'll be taking that back for now.
And you're sure that they won't be able to tell it's forged?
Suppose you'll just have to take my word.
Greenstreet tucks the documents into his breast pocket.
If I'm not here on the docks, then you'll find me at the tavern. Gather up the capital, and we'll be ready to leave off come dawn.
Well, that could have gone better. Now what am I to do? I'm hardly without allies. I turned to Greenstreet because I didn't want to rely on anyone else, but now it seems I have no choice. Fine, who can I ask? I've met many people during my time in London.
I don't know any of these people, so...
Clem? Clementine Radley, bartender at the Palladium. Best not tell her I'm leaving. No, but she's good for gossip. Might be she has a lead on some tin-making opportunities. Worth a shot, at least. Who else?
Molly. Molly O'Malley. Oh, she's not Irish.
Molly O'Malley, leader of the Dockhounds. I ran with her in our bullfrog days.
The 40 Bullfrogs, a now defunct criminal gang that specialised in thievery.
She was the one who put an end to those days.
Far too dangerous to approach unless you've got a death wish. And one of the main reasons I'm leaving London behind in the first place. Oh, we lost hope for suggesting Molly.
Who else?
Tessica?
Tessica Lincoln, dear friend. One of the only things about London I'll miss. It would break my heart to tell her I'm leaving.
Best to keep her far away from all this skullduggery. Oh, we gained some, okay. Who else? Dolores.
Dolores Chen runs the laundry in the Red Lantern district. The finest fence in London. We've done business before and she's always treated me right. Might be time to pay her a visit then.
I think that's enough to be gotten on with, I think. Alright, so we've got a few people to go and talk to. I say a few, a couple that she suggested. The bartender at the Palladium and Red Lantern Lane. So we go to Soris Square. In Soris Square, the East End's crossroads of commerce and vice, the medieval cobbles still bear the weight of modern wheels and footwear. The streets, alleys and plazas have avoided being pressed into the bilious black of macadam, gracing the lanes around Piccadilly, Kensington and other wealthy areas. You've heard it said that due to an ongoing trademark dispute, each individual stone would need to be granted a day in court before its removal to make way for a smoother pavement. Soris Square's amenities and surroundings attract people of varying moralities. Even so, the elites of London rarely cross the River Lee, and anything east of Aldgate is commonly held as out of bounds except for urgent errands. So what have we got? Pavel's Pinfold. Is that another area, or just like a pawn shop or something maybe? I don't know.
Ah, the dance of the flames in the open air recalls my travels with the Romany, where every morning brought fresh air and new vistas. And when our luck ran low, we simply shared what we had instead of squabbling over money.
But soon, if all goes well, I'll be free of London's stinking smog and crowded lanes. I'll wake every day to the open countryside if I wish it. Now I've got some hope back. Cool. What else have we got? Broken window.
A lightning bolt fracture runs down this otherwise remarkably clean window.
Look closer.
On the ground beneath it lies a mess of tiny gears and lacy aluminum feathers.
Although in England we would say aluminium feathers.
Is that a steel talon by the wayside or just a hobnail? This automated bird must have flown blindly into the glass. I know it wasn't really a living creature, but there's something too terrible to consider about this whole scene. I'd best keep walking.
Oh, we lost our hope again. Easy come, easy go.
Sadly, there are a lot of vagrants in this end of London. If I ever met this fellow, I can't recall his name.
Ah, good day to you, sir. Madam. And who might you be?
Call me Clara Reed. Why the woebegone look? Is there something wrong?
Well, yes, something is wrong, since you asked. I'm awful dry, my lady. Parched, something fierce. The name's Poe Pickett, by the way.
Oh, was he the guy we met in Atticus Daley's bit, in the other bit of alley, wherever he was?
By the by, don't suppose you could help a man who's down on his luck?
Yeah, go on then.
Understand what it's like to be at the end of your rope. Here you are, Mr. Pickett.
Oh, bless you, mum.
Beds for vagrants.
London's solution to vagrants sleeping on the sidewalk. Does this hide the issue or simply cause people to equate vagrants with corpses?
Oh, are they coffins? Gears and cogs, we'll grab those. Like a prudent street dolly, these spare parts stick to the shadows where neither Bobby nor pedestrian can notice them.
They'll be especially safe in an engine man's pockets.
Gather the pieces. Okay, what else do we have? Open barrel?
Best give that barrel a wide berth. I can smell it from here.
Yeah, okay. What's a policeman? Zoom in a little bit. Hello. We talk to the butcher.
Gavin Dawson at your service. Any of my choice cuts catching your eye?
Yeah, alright, we'll purchase some meat. For the dog! I could use the sustenance.
Proper choice. You know where to find me if you ever get peckish again.
Well, okay, we're going straight back to the dog. I'm going to feed the doggo. Can't leave a hungry pup. That's all the same as when we read it before. Oh, we're going to go up to the stray dog. How about this raw meat? Never met a hound who'd turn his snout up at some raw meat. Have at it then. Oh, look at him wolf it down. I hope he won't forget this kindness. Pet the dog? Yeah, we got hope for petting the doggy. Ah, that's the sweet spot, right behind the ears. Yay, I got an achievement for petting the dog. How could you not? Okay, we'll go back to where we just were. At least, you know, having played a lot of Rogue Trader recently, I appreciate the very quick loading times on this, I must say. You know, moving between areas is but a few seconds. So that's fine. Alright, let's go straight back out to that butcher. We'll continue searching this map. I'm wondering if that Pavel's, whatever it was called, leads to a whole new map. So let's just, we'll work along this map while we're here. Okay, here's a poster and a black cat. A poster encouraging werewolves to report to the containment zone from the day before the full moon until the day after. The poster might as well say London will be safer if werewolves know their place. Let's face the grim reality, we might lose hope. Full moon, daytime, those people hardly escape prejudice. No, we're fine. Let's go and look at the black cat. The cat approaches me with caution, unsure of what I have to offer. Greet the cat. There, little Tom. Have you a name, I wonder? Oh no, I've got to feed the cat as well. My stomach grumbles. I wonder if the noodle stand in Red Lantern Lane is still open. I think I'll call you Bacon. Are you hungry too, Bacon? Maybe we have to look for a fish rather than anything else. What's this dude?
Right, fruits and vegetables from Gulliver Dawson up for sale. Gonna help the lady find something in particular?
Alright, buy some fruit. Eye-catching fare indeed. Wonder if it tastes just as great.
This one's suitably ripe, so I'd wager so.
So he's Gulliver Dawson. He was Gavin Dawson up here, am I correct? The butcher? Yeah, okay, I guess they're brothers, despite having very different voices. Got a produce cart I'll have a look at. Having seen so much produce out in the open is bound to attract thieves. Unending vigilance must be Oh, that's Grace. Having so much produce out in the open is bound to attract thieves. Unending vigilance must be draining on shopkeepers. Can I go this way? God, it's big, isn't it? Okay, I'll look at the map, but it's just... yeah, it's not a map of this particular area. Right, let's grab some gears and cogs. Going with this pipe. One thing I won't miss about London is the constant state of decay. How much steam is wasted just from this little leaky pipe? And how long before someone notices? We will go to Nandy's shop. I kind of just want to see where the borders of the map are. Oh. I believe this path will take me to the fashion district, like I desperately need to spruce my appearance up. I'd hardly call myself desperate, even if forces are conspiring against me. I was hoping we might get some more hope. One thing to tell myself that, another to turn words into action. Up to 60? Atticus Daley could only dream of so high a value. To settle down or to live in a vagabond's life post-crossing? Let's see how my feelings evolve throughout my transatlantic journey. Okay. We go into Nandy's shop. Entering Nandy's shop is like stepping into a forest. She prides herself on strictly natural remedies, so it's no wonder that the air feels suffused with a sort of wildness. There are insects whose powdered bodies can cure a common cold, herbal preparations of every sort and substance, and even the body of a gremlin floating in a jar. The latter would give you pause if you didn't know the truth, that the creature had possessed the basement and was attempting to spread its claim. So Nandi did the needful, and here the demon remains, as a fair warning to any other invaders. An especially gifted healer when it comes to rare maladies, Nandi keeps a library of unusual treatments, and the most comprehensive collection of tinctures in all of London. She awaits her customers from behind a walnut desk, upon which lies a pot of incense, a scattering of bird bones, and other arcane desiderata. While some of the less open-minded citizens of the Big Smoke can get their willies around Nandi, you know she means no harm. Ooh, book collection. Spine after spine of herbal medicine. Nandi must be a fountain of knowledge. Although there are too many in London who fear her remedies. Spiral staircase? The steps are intertwined with the twisting form of the trunk. Must lead to her private quarters. It's in the cauldron. Bleach white bones of various lengths and densities fill the cauldron. She really ought to add a few toads around the rim to assist the aesthetic. Look at this gremlin. Withered gremlin. Here's the pest who tried to invade Nandi's basement, preserved forever as a warning against any and all of her enemies. Skull collection. Assorted skulls of several shapes and sizes, yet not a single creature is easily recognizable. I haven't got much use for animalian skeletal structures. Let's talk to Nandi. It's always a treat to visit Nandi Mabasso in her shop, and I often learn something new for my troubles. What's that mean? A greeting in the Zulu language. Sawubona, Clara. Something you need in my humble shop? Ask about the tree. Oh, this tree, it has more benefits than only being captivating, doesn't it? Very perceptive of you. It has some beneficial properties indeed. Its strong roots produce a toxin utilized in many of my recipes, and so do its leaves. Besides, it saves me many an expedition to the forest. Time is money, as a person in your line of work would know. Good. Well, it's nice to see you, Nandi. Salakale mafazi, Clara. To say goodbye in the Xhosa language, translated directly to go be well. Alright, I wasn't going to attempt a Zulu accent. Yeah, we've read that. No, that's okay, that's the end of that. So what's the obituary? Do I truly want to subject myself to reading such a downer? Yeah, probably lose some hope. It's a short read. Unlikely it'll make it less hard-hitting, however. Golly, another child labour accident. Phoebe and Ethan Hollis suffocated while sweeping chimneys. Yeah, lost hope. With their sister Theodora committing suicide out of grief. Curse you, London. Alright, never mind. Easy come, easy go. Bladed Dockhound. So, I can't zoom in once I'm in conversation. A dockhound. Always hard to tell if they're on the job or simply loitering. Often it's the same thing. Look at that, dockhound in the wild. We're sisters of a sort, you know. I'm Clara. I used to run with the bullfrogs. She gives me a cautious once-over before replying. Cagey, this one. Olivia Ninlin's the name. Yeah, I heard of the bullfrogs, but they broke up quite a while ago. What do you do now? Odd jobs here and there, whatever gets me by. What does that make you, a tinker? Get out of here. Alright. Saloon? Exposed to the elements, the upholstery shows its age, like a fruit left to ripen in the sun. Dusty window. I wonder what it would be like living a normal life behind an ordinary window. It's hard to imagine. Okay. Oh, this is big, this area. Alright, well let's... Oh, preacher, hello. What have you got to say? Blessings upon you, dear soul. I'm Eli McBride, here to heed the Lord's word. I would have thought you'd have better things to do than preach to someone of my stature, Father.
Nonsense, my child. As Jesus taught us to forgive the sinful woman who anointed his feet, the one to whom little is forgiven loves little. He calls not the righteous, but the sinners to repentance.
So he's calling me? Is that what you're saying? I've got no regrets. I regret nothing that this preacher would blame me for, at least.
Of course not. Again, Jesus tells us, let the one who is out without sin cast the first stone. It is not my place to pronounce judgment upon you.
Many of your ilk take delight in such pronouncements.
Alas, I will not say you are wrong. Yet another teaching of Jesus tells us that we must remove the log from our own eye before we can help take the speck from our neighbours. Those who flaunt their piety before others will receive no other reward.
But is that not what you're doing now?
Wisely answered, perhaps. Yet, you are the one who came to speak to me, are you not?
You've given me a lot to think about, Father.
Blessed are those who hear the word of God and keep it.
Alright, let's try the apothecary. To passers-by, the apothecary looks like a simple shop that proudly advertises its purpose, right down to the lengthy name posted above the door. Gray's Apothecary, therapeutic medicines, patents and tonics. Is that supposed to be like Gray's Anatomy, maybe? But once inside, you realise the exterior facade was only a veil for an abundance of eccentric wares. Tonics, at-home medical devices, and all sorts of oddments litter the shelves. That the shop's dimly lit also strikes you as peculiar, but the Cyclops proprietor may have intended it that way, perhaps to preserve his goods for longer. The sight of so many concoctions and apparatuses is enough to make one afraid of walking for fear of breaking anything and paying for the resulting damage. Since the cave-dwelling Cyclops evolved to see well in the dark, you'd best not hide any indiscretions from the proprietor. Gordon Gray. Okay, web of roots. These roots are the least unnerving thing present in the room. I wonder if they're natural, or if Gordon is feeding them something unique. Bottle cabinet. Ha! Glowing bottles! Quite the eye-catcher. I wonder how well they sell. Drawers. Or drawers than one would find in an aristocrat's bedroom vanity, or behind a hotel's front desk. Gordon Gray. With respect, this isn't a self-service establishment. Tell me what you need and I'll try finding it in the back myself. I was just trying to go over here, but yeah, let's talk to Gordon. Gordon Gray is one of the slimiest men I've ever seen, and I've seen a few. It's a good thing I haven't any business in his shop. Good morning, miss. Is there anything I can get for you? I'm looking for something for a friend. Do you have a medicine that promotes growth in a person? Height, I mean. I've got this bottle of Greeley's. The label promises to make a person taller. Not one of my better sellers, so I'll let you have it for 3p. All right. I'll take it. Thank you. How would it be of service? Anything else? Not at the moment, but thank you. Okay, cool. We're quite far away from the wharf, so we'll get around to giving that to little Rob. But I'm not going to run there directly now. We go this way. Overground station. Well, I don't need to go anywhere yet. There's Eli McBride again. We've got some gears and cogs. What have we got going on over here? Newspaper? The hard-boiled scoop on the courtesan killer. Read on for the gory details. This story will boil your blood. This rag passes for news these days, yet I really can't find it within myself to be shocked. The papers are only interested in that which sells copies. Could you imagine if they showed this concern for every Dolly's life upended? Well, I haven't much time yet in this fair city. I'll keep looking into this mystery while I can. Chair? The wreckage of a wooden chair. Shame to see fine things treated so poorly while so many go without. Oh, I lost hope. Down to 50. Cafe Parasol. The cafe's abandoned parasol.
It's nice to think that London at least occasionally gets some sunshine to break up the gloom. I could almost use my own parasol today. Give me hope, give me hope. Yay! Alright, what's this smelly crate? A dropped crate of china, likely intended for the restaurant, accompanied by a nose-pinching stench. Oh, I'm going to lose hope, but I'm curious. Investigate the smell. A dead, decomposing animal. Ghastly. Yeah, I thought it might be that. Oh well. Teaches you that curiosity killed the cat, probably like that crate did. I remember this place. Excellent curry. It's a shame they're closed. Okay. He does a loop pretty quick, that Eli McBride, doesn't he? A dried drift of leaves swept into a neat pile with the breeze. Passing the seasons means change, bringing me a small measure of comfort. Give me hope. Yeah. So there you go. If you're an optimistic person and you try and see the glass half full, you'll gain hope. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? But I think we might leave it there for now. This is a wide map with lots to see, so I think we're probably only halfway around it. I'll come and have a look at the other half next time. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little look at Clara Reed's side of the story. I don't know how we're going to gain enough money to leave London, but I'm sure we'll find out. If you did enjoy it, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be amazing. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you thought. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you'd do that. It'd be great to have you around on Boring Dad Gaming. But for the meantime, I'm just going to say thanks very much once again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.